In ancient India, there was a great king, Vikramaditya, known for his bravery and fairness. One day, a mysterious saint asked the king for a favor that would lead him into the heart of a haunted forest cemetery. His mission: to capture a corpse possessed by a mischievous and powerful vampire. With unwavering resolve, King Vikramarka ventured into the eerie silence of the cemetery. He found the corpse hanging from an old tree, just as the saint had described. Lifting it onto his powerful shoulder, he began his long journey back. But silence was not to be his companion. A voice, raspy and ancient, echoed from the corpse on his back. "O great King Vikramarka," it began, "this journey is long and tiresome. To pass the time, allow me to tell you a story. But listen carefully, for a question will follow. In the city of Jiraprojapuram, there lived a young man named Progal. From the moment he could speak, he claimed to know no fear. His worried parents hoped he would outgrow this, but his recklessness only intensified with age. He would climb the highest towers and swim the most treacherous rivers. Whenever someone asked, "Aren't you afraid?" he'd simply reply with a puzzled look, "What is fear?" Bored with the familiar dangers of his hometown, Progal set out in search of new challenges. He arrived in a bustling city, so crowded that every inn and guest house was full. His search for a room led him to a large, dilapidated house on the edge of town, owned by an old widow. "My son," she warned with a trembling voice, "no one dares to stay there. It is haunted." But Progal just smiled. "Your fear lives there," he said. "Then it's time I finally met it." That night, as he settled down in the dusty, cobweb-filled hall, a terrifying voice boomed from the ceiling above. "What will you do if I fall on you?" Progal, unfazed, calmly replied, "Go ahead, fall if you want." The voice thundered again. "How shall I fall? All at once, or piece by piece?" Progal let out a long yawn. "Honestly, you could fall as dust for all I care. Just get on with it." And then it began. Thud, a single, severed leg dropped from the darkness. Then an arm, then another. A disembodied head rolled across the floor. Body parts rained down from the ceiling, landing with sickening thuds all around him. Through it all, Progal didn't even flinch. He simply waited for the ghastly shower to end. Once the last piece had fallen, he cut it out enough with the games. "Assemble yourself and tell me why you haunt this place." The scattered parts magically swirled together, forming the shimmering shape of a ghost. "I am the former owner of this house," the spirit lamented. "In life, I greedily stole land from a poor family. My guilt has trapped me here, unable to find peace." The ghost pleaded with Progal to find his wife and convince her to return the stolen property. Progal, seeing a task to be done, agreed. The next day he found the ghost's widow, relayed the story, and the land was rightfully returned. With this act of justice, the tormented spirit was finally liberated and found peace. The vampire on Vikramarka's back fell silent. Then, its raspy voice returned. "And so, O king, my story ends. But my question begins." Progal showed no fear, even as a body fell on him in pieces. Was this true bravery, or was it simply foolish arrogance? Think carefully, king. If you know the answer and refuse to speak, your head will shatter into 1,000 pieces. King Vikramarka stopped his walk. The forest held its breath. He spoke, his voice clear and steady. The young man, Progal, was not brave. He was merely insensitive. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to act for a righteous cause despite feeling fear. Progal was incapable of feeling terror. He was a reckless fool. However, his foolishness accidentally served a greater good by liberating the tormented soul. So while he was useful, he was no hero. The moment the king finished speaking, a cackle echoed through the night. The corpse grew light on his shoulder, slipped from his grasp, and flew back through the darkness toward the ancient tree, laughing all the way. The king's quest had to begin once more. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this ancient tale of wisdom, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories from the crossroads of legend and logic.